Hi everyone, my name is Carleen Riley-Mercado and I'm here today to talk to you about Fountain Square, which is on the southeast side of Indy. So to start out, I want to give you a street view of what it would be like if you were to see Fountain Square right now. Quick picture of a famous landmark here in Fountain Square, Duckpin Bowling. And also the famous Friday night swing dance instructions lessons, and then it actually turns into a club after 9:30 p.m. And I'd like to highlight the fact that they are really working on positive messages for this area as it's been renovated recently. And so this is on the side of Fountain Square Apartments, a fairly large complex in the area. And to quickly go over some demographics, here we have the median household income. So as you can see, it's still a fairly impoverished area, along with 8% being college educated and holding at least an associate's degree. Not quite half of the people here are homeowners. The median age is 35. And as you can tell, single residents are 45%, which is the largest percentage of people, followed by people that cohabitate with each other but are unmarried, and then married couples. And as you can see on the far right hand side is a breakdown of race in Fountain Square. It's interesting that currently white Caucasian males is the greatest percentage. It used to be African American and then Caucasian, and it used to be a little bit more evenly divided between males and females, and now it's primarily male. Here's a quick map of the cultural district. As you can see, the circle in the middle is actually the heart of downtown Indianapolis, Monument Square. And on the bottom right here, with the little orange line going down, is a little arrow pointing us to Fountain Square. So you can see it's not that far from downtown Indianapolis. And here's another quick video.
This is not the first time the streets of Fountain Square have teemed with color, noise, and a thriving merchant colony. Once, this urban neighborhood southeast of downtown Indianapolis was the site of a booming 50-year history as a primary commercial district. But the 1950s saw the rise of the suburbs and saw Fountain Square decline into an empty shell. Attempts to jumpstart the area always had a familiar ring. Just one more store, just one more business, just one more, and the area would turn itself around.
If the shop opened and stayed open for 6 months, it was going to be some banner day here in Fountain Square.
And those enterprises that held on were ones that would never create the rising tide needed to lift a struggling community.
There were 5 rent-to-own stores. Why would there be 5 within a block? And people ask me, how do we get rid of them?
Yet building a more prosperous business climate would be tough, for Fountain Square's streets gained the reputation as not a safe place to be, a notoriety that worked against the area's primary asset. Although it's located just 5 minutes from the heart of downtown Indy and 2 minutes from the interstate to anywhere, neighborhood leaders called Fountain Square a lost little valley. And
Yet now it has become a thriving art district. This is a poster printed on a side of a building called Street Art, which still happens every Thursday. Followed by the annual Summer Music Festival, which draws in huge crowds. As you can tell, July seems to be around when it happens every year. And here's another quick clip from Channel 13, a local news station.
Construction. The Red Lion Grog House did, but it was tough for a while. Work on the cultural trail, fountains, and new plaza kept customers away, but business is back on tap.
It's booming, there's no question.
Skip Duvall works at the Fountain Square Brewing Company, which opened a year ago and is ready to expand its draw.
We bought new fermenters and new equipment, we're hiring people, and yeah, it's hard to keep up, no question.
Jackie Garcia, with her parents, recently moved to Fountain Square and loves it, knowing it wasn't always the place to be.
5 years ago, if I would have said that I wanted to move here, people would have thought I was insane.
I chose this little clip to highlight the differences in perspectives, both from residents who are currently living here as well as small business owners, as they've seen a big rise in the clientele that are coming in that are more middle class, more thriving young people who often will commute from the Fountain Square area to downtown Indianapolis for jobs.
Facilities into
Here's another quick clip about improvements.
We did a lot to improve the infrastructure, which helped to improve the quality of the environment, so that it wasn't perceived as a scary place by people who had never been here. You need a bank, you need a library, you need a police force, you need food, you need a school, and we've really seen that come around. People who would never think of coming down to this part of the city. People who would never think of coming down to this part of the city.
You can see it's an exciting place to be. They've even created an official Fountain Square logo, which is found on visitindy.com.
That's what
And it is all thanks to a couple courageous
when he purchased
people.
the largest and most dominant building of the square skyline, due to a novelty miniature bowling alley inside that had been closed for decades.
My best friend said, "What are you doing? Going into that big vacant building, going into Fountain Square, you're crazy." And I learned to appreciate vision and crazy being probably the same meaning.
Crazy enough to see his building's duck pin bowling alley become a citywide phenomenon, hosting the gamut from corporate functions to birthday parties, and grow into a national curiosity featured, for instance, on The Today Show.
This was a game that attracted people who would have not normally come to Fountain Square. And when they walk away, my hopes were they told someone else about an experience they had that they didn't expect in an area of the city that they didn't appreciate. What really ultimately this envision is about.
And Linton Calvert was shrewd enough to weed out other tenants that did not enhance his vision for the community.
This building had in it a valued village. Their lease was up, and I told them they had to move. I said, "You're not what my vision is."
Soon, his crazy venture grew to include wedding receptions and a unique Friday night swing dance. But Linton Calvert's vision might have stalled on a single block on a single corner, had not a number of like-minded merchants
come together, which I thought was an interesting, great example of teamwork and how important it is for communities to go ahead and move forward. I chose this picture because it's actually a house that I've seen being built approximately 3 months ago, because my practicum is actually housed in this area, and is an example, perfect example, off Prospect Street of how renovations are currently underway to improve the poor housing conditions and abandoned, deteriorating houses that used to be an area full of high crime and is now being turned around.
It will get better.
Here's another quick clip.
The neighborhood appreciates new businesses coming in to make the neighborhood more attractive to live in. I think people would prefer to support, small business, independent versus franchise, or larger businesses.
Whether it be with food, culture, or entertainment, Indianapolis has rediscovered a lost treasure of the city. Stephanie Soviar, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
And I wanted to throw this clip in there to explain how, first of all, I should let you know that all of these clips have been edited by me through a variety of websites, and I'll be more than happy to throw up the references, and we're excited for anyone who'd like some additional information. I really hope you've enjoyed this presentation and seen the vast improvements of Fountain Square, but I also wanted to show how It's through the work and collaboration of a lot of interested business owners, residents, and key stakeholders that we're able to make this change, including a skate park. This is the latest from the city council meeting that just happened about how that is not currently in the area, and they're looking forward to making that a new change. Again, my name is Carlene, and thank you very much for your time. I look forward to everyone else's presentation.